Good day and welcome to Athol Mixing, the channel that I'm rebranding from the Shaking family to Athol Mixing because it's going to now be focused on the Thermomix, which you see beside me here. Not set up the way I want. I don't want to see this tripod, but I'm going to have to try and work around something, how to get these cameras set up so that you can see what's happening on the screen as well as what's happening in the Thermomix. My wife and my daughter have gone out. They have some medical appointments which are going to probably take the whole day. So I've been tasked with doing dinner for tonight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a recipe called Plaited pork. But when I had a look at the recipe, if you touch on the recipe, you can go to ingredients, and I see that I need puff pastry. Now I don't have any, so I'm going to have to make that first. And that takes a while because you've got to roll it and put it in the fridge and roll it and fold it, and just the way puff pastry works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a puff pastry, and then later on I'll come back for showing you how to roll it and how I actually make the ingredients for this plaited pork. So I'm going to exit that recipe, and I have one here called quick puff pastry. So if I touch on that, it shows me a picture of what you can make with this puff pastry, as well as it's got a star rating, so it's got a 4.9 star rating out of 5, so it's pretty foolproof, I would guess. And I'm going to then make this pastry and then use it later on this evening for my plaited pork recipe. So to get started, I'm going to need to, all we do is we press start on the Thermomix because it guides us through the whole recipe step by step. So it's telling me to remove the lid, if you can see there. It's showing me to take the lid off, which I'll do now. And it also says that I need 200 grams of unsalted butter, and it's asked me to freeze that. So earlier on today I cut little cubes of the butter and I've put it in the freezer, and because puff pastry, you need cold ingredients to work with pastry, and it also brings up my scales. So it's got built-in scales, and it's asking me to weigh in that. I'm just going to get them out of the freezer. So I have this 200 grams of unsalted butter that I've chopped up and frozen, and I'm just going to throw that into the Thermomix. Then because I'm pretty close to the 200 gram mark, it's actually checked that off for me. So you've got that right, it's in there. And now it's asking for 200 grams of plain flour. Now, I must apologise if the dogs start barking because I can't control them, and as soon as somebody walks past or another dog walks past, they go a little bit crazy. So I've got some plain flour here. I'm just going to weigh that in. It's tared my scales for me already because it's moving to the next step. So as we put it in, it weighs in 1 gram increments. So we just throw that in there. 200 grams it's asking for. Now just bear in mind as well that this is guided cooking, it's not gospel, so if you close enough is good enough sort of thing. So we're 199 there, which will be fine, and it's checking that off for me too. And then it's asking for chilled water. So I'm just going to grab a glass and get some water out of the fridge. It's saying 90 grams of chilled water, and again it's tared my scales for me. I don't have to bother about that. And I just weigh now Thermomix weighs everything, even liquids, because of the inbuilt scales. It's a little bit, it's 100, it's a little bit over, but that's okay. And so I'll have to check that off myself because I went over. And then it's asking for a teaspoon of salt. Sorry, half a teaspoon of salt. And throw that in. And we check that off and we say next. So what it's saying now, I must put the lid on. And there's a little display there indicating that the lid needs to go on. We just simply put that on. And now it's going to mix this at speed 6 for 5 seconds. So we just press the play button. Right, that's done. We say next. Now it says transfer that to a silicone bread mat. Now I have a silicone bread mat here which they sell in the mix shop at Thermomix. And I'm simply going to now take this pastry. I'm just going to incorporate this flour that's gone up the side so that I can get all of that out. There's no point in wasting it. Right, and I'm going to pour it on. I'm going to empty it out onto this bread mat which I have in front of me. So all we do is we wiggle the blades and everything should theoretically pop out. There's very little left there. I'll just scrape out what's left. Now remember, if you're going to scrape anything down with the blades, those blades are extremely sharp. So we don't want to, we want to scrape in a clockwise direction, which is a blunt side of the blades. So I've transferred it onto a silicone mat and I press next. And it's saying I must just bring it together into a sort of squarish shape because it's like a little bit crumbly at the moment. So all I'm doing is I'm bringing it in together into a rectangular shape, as it says there, wrap pastry square into a plastic wrap and place into the refrigerator for 20 minutes. So when we're working with pastry, we always want to have it as cold as possible. So I'm just bringing that together into a squarish shape. And there's plenty of bits of butter that you can see in there, which is ideal for puff pastry. And I'm going to just grab cling wrap. Wrap this in this cling wrap and put it in the refrigerator for 20 minutes like it says. So the nice thing about the Thermomix, away again and bring the Thermomix in so you can see what I'm doing here. So it says place it into the refrigerator for 20 minutes, which I'll do now. And to know when my 20 minutes is up, we have a built-in timer on it. So we just press the timer function, minutes, we go to 20 minutes, and we press start. So that'll count down the time for me, and then I'll come back and show you what I do after that. So I'm basically done with the Thermomix at the moment, as far as the pastry goes, because now it's all rolling out and everything. So the Thermomix, luckily, has a built-in cleaning function. So I'm going to just use that to clean the Thermomix while that's in the fridge, and then I won't have a mess here. And then when I need to use it again, it'll be clean. So what I do is, what we do for that, we put some plain water into the Thermomix. Just give it about a litre of water. Throw that into the Thermomix. And we take a drop of dishwashing liquid, and just a drop is more than enough. We put the lid back on and we go back to the cooking station here, and it's got a pre-clean mode there, and press that, and it's got various, depending on what you've been doing in the Thermomix. So I'm going to, because I made a pastry and it's more like a doughy type thing, I'll put it on dough, and then I press play, and now it goes through a function of cleaning the Thermomix. Once it's finished there, it'll call me back, and all I need to do is rinse that bowl out, dry it, and I'm ready to use it again. Okay, so I'll be back when that's all done, and when I have to roll that dough out. Right, so once the cleaning program finished, I just rinsed the bowl out, and as you can see, it's clean and ready to go for the next time I need to use it. It's all clean and ready. We've got 14 seconds left on the timer. So once that goes off, the step is to take the pastry out of the fridge, and then using a rolling pin on the and roll out along. Okay, there's our timer, so I'll just stop that timer. Unwrap it. It's saying to roll it into a rectangle 3 times as long as what is wide, so about 60 by 20 centimeters. So I'm just going to start rolling this out. You always want to work with as cold as possible surface and pastry, so because it's not that warm today, the bench is pretty cold. Otherwise I do have a marble cutting board there which I would have used, but I don't really need to, so we just need to roll this pastry out into a long rectangle. You can see the flexor butter in there, which is what you need for puff pastry, because that's what makes it bubble and be crunchy. Roll this pastry out. And you know, puff pastry, you need to get lots of layers, and that's what gives you that puffy texture when it's cooking. What we do is we take this, we fold it 1/3 of the way in, we take it and we fold the other, already sticking a little bit, turn it, and then roll it out again in the other direction. And we do this 3 times, and then we put it back in the fridge again for a while to let it chill down again, because the enemy of pastry is heat. You don't want that butter to start melting. And you'll see now it's starting to roll out a bit better as well. So we fold it over again. We 90 degrees, and we roll it out again. See next, and it says fold dough into thirds, which I've been doing, and then roll it out again. Repeat rolling and folding process twice, then return to the refrigerator for 20 minutes or place into a freezer for 5 minutes. So I'll just roll that out once more, and I'm going to fold that over and fold that over and spread it up, and then I'm just going to wrap it in that cling wrap again and replace it into the refrigerator for another 20 minutes. Then after that we're ready to use it. So I'll come back again. I'm going to set my timer again for 20 minutes. And start, and once it calls me back again, I'll repeat that process. So, come back in 20 minutes. Okay, I have a confession to make. The last time I rolled out the pastry, I forgot to press record, so I didn't record that, and now I've just made up the whole mixture for this plaited pork, and I forgot to press record as well. So it's not looking the best. I didn't because I had extra meat. It asked for 500 grams of pork sausage meat, so I took the meat out of the skins, put that into the Thermomix. I put 3 spring onions into the Thermomix, chopped them up at speed 6 for 3 seconds. Then I put the meat in. I put some dried parsley and dried thyme in, and some Worcester sauce. I mixed it up for 5 seconds on speed 5 on reverse, so it didn't cut anything more. And then I rolled out the pastry and I placed the mixture down the center, and then I made slits in it and I folded them over. Unfortunately, because of the extra meat, I didn't do it quite big enough, so it's not really plating, it's just sort of folded over. So from there, it goes into a 220-degree oven for 20 minutes. So I must apologise for not recording what I did there. I just forgot to press record. There's no other excuse for it. And I'll come back and show you the finished product. Okay, so we've got 5 seconds left, and then I'll take that out of the oven and show you the final product. And then we're just going to have it with a fresh salad. So there you have it. Unfortunately, I rolled it a little bit small. I rolled the pastry a little bit small, so it's all opened up, but it'll still taste good. That should have been plaited, and then it would have stayed closed. So yeah, until the next time, that's it. This just gets cut up now into slices and served with that fresh salad.